Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we're on the inner ring road and we're going to come out by the big church. That's going to come up on the left, which means that Russian Road will be on our right. We're heading towards the Paphos Mall, in particular the Paphos Mall roundabout. We're going to go straight over that roundabout and we're going to head out on the Tomb of the Kings Road. And you've probably guessed it, we're actually on our way to Paphos. Obviously this video won't show you all of that route, but it's going to take us out along the Tomb of the Kings Avenue, and you're going to get to learn some of the, well, landmarks along the way. And if you continue to watch the little channel known as Marika and Me, and in particular Mr. Paul's Breakfast Club, all I do is drive around and talk an absolute load of rubbish. But now and again, you might learn something. Like I say, there's a big church on the left-hand side. If you were to turn down there and do a bit of a wiggle and a waggle left and then right, you would be at the very, very start of Bar Street. And then if you continued as the crow flies, you would end up in the blue Mediterranean Sea. And one thing is for sure, today that sea is looking very, very blue indeed. The sky, well, I'm pretty sure you can see it's looking pretty blue. Mr. Paul, he's dressed head to toe in blue, even like Mr. Chris, the sponge man. I've even got blue boxer shorts on. And if you're lucky and you come back later and your name is Miss Sarah or Miss Andrea, I might even show you. Now, what's going on, Miss Andrea? Oh, they've just gone to green. Are we going to get through these traffic lights before they change to red? Come on, people, put your mobile phones down. The one next to me, well, she's having a bit of a texting. The guy in front, he's having a bit of a texting. The only law-abiding person is the man next to me here in the hire car, because he's absolutely frantically pondering about his success, and he really, really doesn't want to lose it because it's already been blocked on his credit card. Now, we're going to head out towards the Paphos Mall roundabout. The Paphos Mall will come up on our right hand side. That's the grey silvery shiny building. That strange structure that you can see up on the left hand side, that's the Paphos Skywalk, and it's quite a pleasant thing to do, especially at this time of day, mid-morning. There's a nice, well, different perspectives on the view as you walk around. You get to look up towards the old town, you get to look down towards the Paphos Harbour, and of course you're slightly elevated and away from all of the gridlock and the car fumes as you drive around. What can I say, Dizzy Blonde? We are in downtown chaos, gridlock in Paphos. What is going on? This is the Paphos Mall roundabout. Silver building over there is the Paphos Mall. We're going to go straight once this guy puts his mobile phone down and continue along the Tomb of the Kings Avenue. Restaurants, bars, all those kind of things are along here. And whenever I come along here, I always think of the Princess Vera Hotel Resort, and there was a lady who accosted us on the beachfront. Her name was Miss Karen, all the way from up in Scotland. She had her partner in crime with her, Mr. Ian, and on top of all of that, they had a superstar, and he is the bubble gum ice cream kid. Mr. Aaron, good morning to you, and we hope you're having a spectacular day up there in Bonnie, Scotland. So don't forget, next time you're out and about in downtown Scotland, go and get yourself some bubble gum and strawberry ice cream, and I'm sure you're going to love it just as much as when you were walking down the Paphos Promenade. So big good morning to our superstars up there in Scotland. Mr. Doug, he's up in Scotland, good morning to you. And of course my cousin King James, good morning to you. His queen, Queen Kareem. And of course, if your father's a king and your mother's a queen, and you just happen to have a daughter, well, that would mean that she must be a princess. So a very, very good morning to the superstar, the super dancing girl, the tchotchkering girl known as Princess Darlie. Good morning to you, our superstar. Now, at this little crossroads here, you've got the King's Hotel just over there on the right hand side. You've got the Cephalius Damon Hotel Resort again on our right hand side, and if you take a left at these traffic lights, which are on red as usual, Miss Andrea, you would go down to the Lighthouse Beach, or to give it its correct name, it's called Pharos Beach. And down there is the Cephalios tourist resort village, or village tourist resort, I'm not sure, but Paphos Beach Tourist Resort or something like that. And there's two superstars in there as we speak, and they are Miss Callie and Mr. Malley. And unfortunately, I'm not making fun again, well I am actually, aren't I, but he had a mishap with a concrete pillar. It jumped out in front of him, and well, should we say it's upset his higher qua that little bit. So unfortunately for him, I've had to upset his wallet. Never mind. So with the King's Avenue on a truly spectacular day. Fat Mama's restaurant is on the left hand side there, and of course that's one of the most popular and busiest restaurants in the Tomb of the Kings area. I mean, as the summer progresses, if you want to get a table in there, I promise you need to book, because the queue outside, well, it's a queue quite literally to die for as the temperatures ramp up. On the right hand side here, you've got the O'Neill's themed Irish bar, you've got the King's bar just there on the left. That's where Mr. Martin and a Miss Val, sorry, I apologise, accosted us, and they were from, well, I think it was downtown Ludlow or Kidderminster, wasn't it? Kidderminster, yes. Talking about that area, because that's not that far from Ludlow, is it? And I was accosted by a gentleman from Ludlow the other day, and his name is Mr. Sean. And then we went over and had a seat and had a chat with his wife, Miss Kay, superstar amongst superstars. And I never knew, I always thought Kay was spelt K-A-Y, but oh no, I'm wrong. I met a superstar and her name is K-A-E, and I'm telling you, I fell in love like that. Mr. Sean, you are a superstar, and I hope that we're going to bump into you before you go, and I hope that Miss Kay is going to bring her dancing chachutchka shoes, and hopefully you'll go back with a smile on your face to downtown Ludlow. And I like Ludlow a lot, by the way. I think it's a very nice town indeed, and it wasn't that far from me, and now and again I used to go over to there, and I used to go over to Church Stretton, which is not that far, is it, and Craven Arms as a young boy, and we used to holiday there in the summer. My parents had a caravan down that way, and that's before we started going abroad. What's going on, Miss Andrea? And that was a naughty boy. See, he was a naughty boy. He went through on the red lights, but I decided to be a nice boy, and I stopped. Where are we now? Well, we're coming to the end of Tomb of the Kings Avenue. On our left hand side is the Venus Beach Resort. Martin and Katie, they were hanging out in there last week, and we got accosted by them in the downtown Cape of Paphos Harbour, and we had a chat with them on camera. Superstar amongst superstars. And don't forget, Martin, get that little ring and pop it on Miss Katie's finger, because that's what she's waiting for. Just over there, you've heard me mention it a few times now, you've got Jimmy's Killer Prawns, and one of these days I'm going to take with me Marika Masoch and receive you the booth. I'm going to pop in there and I'm going to say, hey Jimmy, how about executing some of those prawns, because we're feeling a little bit peckish. Here we are, we're exiting Paphos town. Lidl is coming up on our right if you want some lemon and cola of those little sweets. Very nice indeed they are, or a nice croissant, or perhaps you want some frozen chips. I don't know, everyone's got their own little fetish, haven't they? Now, talking about the roads around Paphos, not only are they Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes means S-H-I-T, by the way, if you're new to the channel. It's something that Marika came up with. What's going on? Red lights again. What is going on? There's a man in a big rush, and now he's understood he's got to stop. There we go. You see, always rushing around doesn't really work. But anyway, talking about the roads and rushing around, there are some people who wear blue shirts, and they have hats on their heads, and often they stand around with these speeding guns in their hands, and it's their job to catch you when you're racing around and when you're speeding. So I warn you now, please be very careful if you're driving around in Paphos, whether you've borrowed a car, stolen a car, hired a car, or you happen to own a car. If your name is Tommy the Superstar, who's a bit of a porn star, and you've got a partner in crime called Rebecca, and you're residing in downtown Paya, drive around very carefully, because these boys are going to catch you, and when they catch you, you're going to get an on-the-spot ticket, and unfortunately you have to go on the internet and you have to pay it, otherwise they come round and beat you with their truncheons. So drive around at about 60 kilometers an hour, and they won't even bat an eyelid. The actual official speed limit is 50 kilometers an hour. So you see what I'm saying? If you're driving around about 68, 69, they don't bother. But when you hit that magic 70, oh dear, they get very upset. They have to put their cigarette down, and they have to even put their frappe down. So you can understand why they get very upset indeed. So travel at 60 kilometers an hour, and you won't go far wrong. When you're on the main highway, let's say from Paphos to Limassol to Larnaca and beyond, you can travel at 119. Yes, even though the official speed is actually only 100. So travel around about 15% above the actual speed limit that you see, and you won't go far wrong. Now, on the left-hand side there is the King Eliathan Hotel, or as I call it, because I can't really pronounce it that well, the King Elephant Hotel. And some superstars stayed there not that long ago, and his name was Tom, who likes to play games. He came down with his mum and dad and his sisters, and he said that that hotel was absolutely spectacular. So if you're going to stay in that hotel, you let us know your names, and guess what? We'll go and storm that hotel especially for you. Now, we're heading out. We're in Lower Clorica, all the way along this coast road. Obviously, to the left-hand side is the blue Mediterranean Sea. And if we keep going along here for what, another 10 minutes, we're going to hit downtown Coral Bay and the downtown Paya area. And if you're looking for the bus number, I'm thinking now with Mr. Jim and Miss Paula Marie, because when he heard it, he understood that it was the correct bus. So 615, that's the bus that takes you from Paphos out towards Coral Bay, and you can get off anywhere along the way, obviously. But if you want to get to the best beach, and I mean the best beach, not Coral Bay Beach. Everyone says Coral Bay Beach is the best, and it's a good beach, but it's not actually the best. The best beach is Coralia Bay Beach. How do I get there, you're thinking? Well, I tell you what, you just stay on the bus. Yes, literally, stay on the bus, because that's its final destination. That's a bad film, isn't it? Yes, no. Anyway, that's where it stops. So that's where your final dismount is, and that's where your remount is. So what, it couldn't be any easier, could it? It's a better beach. I think it's got better sand, it's got a better rock formation, it's got a better latitude for views, and on top of all that, it's actually got a proper restaurant snack bar with it. Coral Bay hasn't got it. So there you go. Stay on the bus and get off at Coralia Beach, and you're going to get a spectacular day indeed. And I know that Mr. Jim and Miss Paula Marie had a great day when they went there the day before yesterday. And then yesterday they hung out around the pool, yes, in the St. George Hotel, which is just down there to the left. Tonight they're coming to the harbour, and we're going to get Paula Marie to do the Chuchuchika dance especially for you. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, want to hit that like, click the subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of Mr. Paul's complete and utter madness. Thanks for watching.